fishing news is brought to you by Interlux Marine Paint, Maxima Fishing Line, and Okuma.
Hey there, Toby Lapinski for the New England edition of the Fisherman magazine with this week's web video fishing forecast for New England. Well, with a lot of people off from work this week, I'm seeing quite a few anglers trying to take advantage of the decent weather before the northeaster passed by later this weekend. A lot of my friends on Facebook posting up some pictures, so it looks like a lot of people are taking advantage of this time. And while safe ice in southern New England took a bit of a hit with the warming trend the last few days, it opened up some other options. And there's still some safe ice remaining more of those northern spots, upper Connecticut, Massachusetts, western Mass, and obviously well up into New Hampshire and Vermont. All right, as always, we're going to start off in Connecticut, where I'm still hearing pretty good reports of holdover striped bass action throughout the state, both up the tidal rivers as well as along the shoreline of the Sound. A couple of my friends got out on Christmas Day, Christmas evening, in the Sound, out in the salt, not up those rivers, and they had some small striped bass to show for it. This bite will likely take a little bit of a hit, however, when this nor'easter hits us this weekend, especially if it's as severe as some of the weather forecasts are saying it might be. But you know what? Sometimes a little shake-up in the weather can help the winter bite too. And as I noted, ice fishing in Connecticut was pretty good last week into the weekend, but we really lost a lot of it in the southern spots. So if you're going to head out, especially if we get some snow and rain, obviously, from this nor'easter, that's going to hurt that ice level. So be very, very cautious. And then in Rhode Island, much like last week, cod fishing around Block Island has been very good for the boats when they've been able to sail. And in general, the bite is becoming more cod as the sea bass have pretty much moved on to deeper water, aside from a few stragglers here and there, as so often happens this time of the year. But the boats are staying. There's still a really good supply of bait being seen on the cod grounds. So hopefully the storm this weekend doesn't shake things up too bad and doesn't really turn that bite off too much. And then lastly, up in Massachusetts, I heard of a few guys still poking around Buzzards Bay for tog with mixed results, couple fish here and there, and hey, anytime you can scratch up an extra tog or two is a good thing. But most of the fishing has been on the freshwater side with trout on the Cape and then all mixed fish on the mainland side of the canal. And like I said, up on the Cape, pretty much over to just inside the main part of the state. There's no word of any real safe ice just yet. They're dealing with open water and mixed skim ice in a lot of places. But out in the western part of the state, there's quite a few more spots with fishable hard water right now. And some of my old haunts, I heard of some up to about 6+ inches being had right now at the Oxbow. That was one of my favorites when I was up in there. And if you're looking to fish this spot, you can always check out the hot spot that I wrote last winter, I believe it was. It is posted at thefisherman.com. You can check it out in the YouTube card right now. Another one of the spots I used to fish, Congamon Lake. I heard of some decent ice over there in some of the spots, and guys are doing well already on bass in that lake. So there you have it. As always, if you plan to head out and fish this weekend, be sure to start off your trip by visiting thefisherman.com.
The fishing news is brought to you by Interlux Marine Paint, and also brought to you by Maxima Fishing Line.